Ribbit, ribbit. I'm Mamu on vocals, but I don't need to tell you that, do I? Everybody knows me. Want to hang out and listen to us jam for 300 rupees? We'll let you listen to a previously unreleased cut. What do you do? Not quite up there in terms of quality with the Ballad of the Windfish. It's not really that memorable. Actually, I think the song kind of stinks, but nevertheless, you've learned the Frog's Song of Soul. One thing interesting about Mamu, the lead frog here, it's actually another copy or sprite from the Super Mario Bros. Series. In this case, he's actually Wart, the main villain in Super Mario Bros. 2, or, well, the American version of Super Mario Bros. 2. That's its own story right there, the whole history behind Super Mario Bros. 2. Nevertheless, our next destination is all the way on the east end of Koholint Island. There really is not much we can do in the form of side quests the rest of the way, so we now want to make our way over to the next dungeon, which is Face Shrine. However, we are unable to enter Face Shrine just yet, since we need the Face Key. We get the Face Key from, well, Southern Face Shrine. Yeah, there's actually a Northern and a Southern Face Shrine, with Northern Face Shrine being the actual dungeon, and Southern Face Shrine being sort of like just an overworld mini dungeon. It's not really a dungeon, but nevertheless, that is our next destination. So I warped over to Animal Village, and now from Animal Village I exit the village, and now I want to head north. We've actually never been in this area on land. We were here on water before. Just continue one screen to the right and... Hoot! There are two shrines, one to the north, the other to the south. First head south, where ancient ruins speak of the Windfish. You will learn much there. Alright, that's pretty much what I just said. So just continue heading to the east, and you'll notice I'm always using the boomerang here. That's just because it's very powerful and it kills pretty much every single enemy in one hit. And even the bomber enemies that are floating around, if you hit it with a boomerang, it always leaves a fairy, so it always restores your health, which is kind of cool. The Windfish slumbers long, the hero's life gone. The Windfish slumbers, so he's sleeping? And, okay, we have to wake the Windfish. But what does that mean, the hero's life is gone? Aren't we the hero? Our life is gone? Anyway, this area is the area outside of South Face Shrine. And a lot of these Armos statues will come to life when you, walk into them. These Armos statues, you can just easily defeat them with 2 shots with the boomerang. And that's pretty much the most effective way. Alternatively, you can use bombs against them, but, well, the boomerang doesn't waste bombs, so why use bombs if you don't need to? You can actually head to the right here. The Armos statue will awake here, and this area is completely optional. There's 4 Armos statues, but if you tap the one at the bottom right corner, this reveals a secret staircase. If you head in after you have gotten the level 2 sword, it will just be rupees, 20 rupees. However, if you came here before you got the level 2 sword, it has a secret seashell. So in a way, this is the 21st secret seashell that you will be getting. Anywho, we want to continue along towards the Southern Face Shrine. So defeat the Armos and the green Zol that pop on the ground, and then continue to the west. The upper of the Armos statues will awaken here, so defeat it and then head down. There's a couple more Armos statues here. You can actually just avoid them if you like. You really don't need to defeat them. They do give off arrows often as a reward for defeating them. It's sort of a hint in a way, since we're gonna need arrows in just a bit, actually. Well, we don't actually need them, but you can actually get by this next portion without arrows, but they're very helpful. Anywho, here we are at South Face Shrine. there are 2 pots here, and you can lift them up to find some more arrows. This is another sign that we are going to need arrows in the next room. Head up a screen and you're going to take on somewhat of a mini-boss in the form of an Armos Knight. You can just use your bow, just shoot arrows at him. 12 arrows in a row will do him in, and he's really a joke. There's really no difficulty at all. And the Armos Knight, it's actually, he was a dungeon boss, or a bunch of them were a dungeon boss in A Link to the Past, in the Eastern Palace in the Light World. That boss was easy in A Link to the Past. This guy's even easier with the bow and arrow. You could use the Pegasus boost, but there really is no need to. Anywho, as a reward you will get the face key, which will allow us to gain access to the face shrine. Head up a screen and light the 2 torches if you'd like, and then read the painting that is on the wall. To the finder, the Isle of Koholint is but an illusion. Human monsters see sky, a scene on the lid of a sleeper's eye. Awake the dreamer, and Koholint will vanish, much like a bubble on a needle. Castaway, you should know the truth. Castaway, we should know the truth. We're the castaway. We came to this island. If we wake the dreamer, the island will vanish? The dreamer, we're trying to wake the windfish. We're going to make the island disappear? Hoot! I see you have read the relief. While it does say the island is but a dream of the windfish, no one is really sure. Just as you cannot know if a chest holds treasure until you open it, so you cannot tell if this is a dream until you awaken. The only one who knows for sure is the windfish. Trust your feelings. Someday you will know for sure. Alright, the first time I read through this when playing this game, I was confused as heck. The island, it says that it is nothing but a dream of the windfish, but then our friend the owl here is saying you'll never know for sure until you wake the windfish. But it says we should know we're the castaway, and when we wake it, not only is this a dream, but the whole island will vanish. Alright, that's just a lot to take in at once, so I'll just leave it at that. And it's pretty messed up, but there's a lot going on. And but the good news is we have the face key, which will allow us to gain access to the next dungeon, Face Shrine. So we want to navigate our way back through this area, defeating all the Armos, all the souls, and to get back to this area. Head left of screen, and we can actually, there's multiple ways we can get to the next dungeon. I personally find the easier way is just to lift these rocks and head up a screen, and then lift the rocks and then head left of screen. You'll notice we've actually been to this area, at least the water portion above. This is where we went to the rapid ride, and we bombed a hole in the wall where that cave was, and that is a fairy fountain. So if you're low on health, you can go and enter that fairy fountain to restore your health. There's an Armos statue here, so defeat it and then head down the steps here. This will take you to an underground area. There has these 2 like fishes, or fish, that's already plural. Anyway, use the hookshot on these rocks here to get across, and then head up the steps to get back outside. We want to first go to the right side and place the face key into the hole, and this will unveil the next dungeon, Face Shrine. So that'll pretty much do it for this video. Join me for the next video and we will enter and take on the next dungeon, Face Shrine.